Growing up, I had a game for the GameCube called Army Men RTS. It was a fun little game, and I loved playing with the actual toys. I had a playmat with tanks, barbed wire, sandbags, and several different nations. I was always fascinated by World War II and warfare in general. Getting nostalgic for the toys, I decided to look for Army Men games. Besides mods for games like Ravenfield, there was an indie game called Attack on Toys. This was made by a single developer in Unity. Giving you the ability to play as an Army Men toy fighting other nations, as well as various bugs, insects, and arachnids. All on different levels from the backyard to the kitchen and the bedroom, with proper scaling to make you feel like an actual toy soldier. After putting it off for a while, it's finally time to review Attack on Toys. So yep, the concept is you're a toy soldier and must fight other toys for dominance of every location. From daycares to backyards to kitchens to the entire house even. All while managing your forces by placing units, defenses, and generators. Surviving waves of toys and bugs. Using all kinds of weapons to survive. Controls are your standard third-person shooter. WSD for movement, mouse to look around, right-click for zoom, left-click to shoot, spacebar for jump, and number keys for weapons. While playing as a plastic army man is fun, it's even more fun to use vehicles like helicopters to move around faster and transport troops and have the high ground. Vehicles control vary, as helicopters tend to be easier than the planes, and tanks being more clunky and tankish. Yes! Meanwhile, bikes being fast and out of control. Controls vary greatly depending on the vehicle, but otherwise, most are fun. Just not the planes, those suck. I mean, having to use the mouse for steering isn't a fun time. As you play, you will earn experience ranking up. You can then level up in your profile at the main menu. Afterwards, using plastic rewarded for completing matches to unlock new weapons, cosmetics, gear, and your own squad of soldiers. Though if they die, they're gone forever. So there's no real point to that feature. As of the making of this review, there are 3 toy figures available to play as. The action figure, Plastic Army Man, and Block Man. There's more to come in the future. Another thing to mention is we can swap our color and the game settings at the main menu to do. Alongside our own color, we can change our enemy as well, with green, tan, red, blue, orange, purple, gray, and black available. While the campaign is in the works, we can at least play other modes, like Invasion, where we must defend our headquarters from enemy forces. In this mode, it's us versus one other nation of toy army men. In order to prep the defenses, we need plastic. You earn it over time by collecting plastic from the remains of dead soldiers, both your own and the enemies, let alone by building plastic factories to generate more. There are several unit types and buildings available. The buildings generate new soldiers over time if the current ones die, like a medic tent, barracks, vehicle garage, airstrip, helipad, and robot pad for robots and mechs. We can even place individual units for basic army men and vehicles if we want. like jeeps, tanks, Hueys, riflemen, bazookas, snipers, medics, plastic sweepers, and more. The goal is to survive the amount of waves in the upper left hand corner. This displays the wave we're on, the wave we need to get to, and the enemy we're facing with the amount of troops they have left in said wave. But then there's my preferred version of Invasion, called Terror, where our enemies are zombie plastic army men, spiders, and ants and other bugs. These maps also have a neat atmosphere to them, with it taking place at night and
Dance! Oh yeah, I boogie!
having spooky decorations. Plus it's easier since the terror units don't have mortars and other long-range explosive units that just spawn camp your HQ to death.
Dance! Oh yeah, I boogie! Dance! Boogie!
Skirmish is another game mode where you have everyone close together fighting to the death. Protect your HQ and destroy the enemies. Each map varies in participants, but this one is pretty simple and straightforward, with you and one other nation duking it out in the rec room. Moving across pool tables to get each other, or by using the ramps to move from below. Everything is straightforward with 3 routes to take and defend.
I ain't even going near that.
But my favorite mode of all is easily Conquest, where several nations duke it out, trying to capture flags and holding them for points. Whoever reaches the goal amount wins. This mode is pure chaos intense, as you need as many flags as possible to earn points faster and win the match. And depending on the map, you can have 4 nations duking it out, or upwards of 8. The last mode is Toy Box, where we get to make anything we want with the assets available in game. It's nothing special, as it's not a real map maker akin to Ravenfield Editor, but it's nice to have as we can just screw around. But if you want to, you can even go to the Steam Workshop for more stuff to play with.
Okay, now you have my attention.
Of course, being a Steam game, there's a Steam Workshop available, so you can share and download user creations. These of course cannot be used for in-game progression, as modding the game cancels that, such as changing the scale of war in the game settings from 1 to anything higher, or by playing any of these Toy Box levels. But hey, there's a lot of neat ideas here that can be a breath of fresh air if you want something else, such as D-Day, cause of course there's D-Day, to even Vietnam. Music is good and very in line with the Toy Soldier theme. Performance is great as well, with hundreds of units all over the screen at once and all these explosions. The only thing that takes a nosedive is audio with everyone firing at once, but otherwise the game runs surprisingly well. I mean, it's a Unity game after all. This is rare for the engine. Not even AAA or AA studios can make games run this smooth on this engine half the time. I'm looking at you, City Skylines 1 and 2. The AI is also serviceable, as it can get the job done with not too much trouble. It's just if there's too many units or stuff around them, especially at the HQ, because after every wave, everyone likes to huddle around the HQ, till the timer runs back out for the next wave to begin. Then they can get stuck on each other or any of the defenses you have laying around. So you might need to help them, nudge them out of there in order for them to keep moving. Combat is fine, but the spongy enemies and quick player deaths do get annoying. Even with ranking up, it doesn't make things easier. Though some weapons do have high damage, they also have cons like reload times or accuracy. So using the minigun and bazooka destroy enemies quicker, especially on the lower difficulties. But of course that comes with the issue of accuracy, ammo cost, and the reload times and how you're very vulnerable.
Dance! Oh yeah, I boogie.
At the end of the day, Attack on Toys is a charming, fun little indie game. It has a few issues, but overall, for an early access title, there's tons of content to play with and unlock. Invasion Terror is my favorite alongside Conquest when it comes to modes. I like how we can choose our color and switch at any time. But all in all, Attack on Toys is a good game well worth checking out, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for it. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Oh yeah, I boogie. Dance. Boogie.